to what you're going to be seeing in React. So I know in React we talked about class-based components and functional-based components, and Quinn went through kind of both of them, creating both functional and class-based components, but we didn't explicitly teach classes in JavaScript. So in here, in this JavaScript classes directory, I've got literally two files, person.py and person.javascript. Can everyone see my screen? Everything's good? All right. So I just kind of want to do a one-to-one comparison of object-oriented programming in Python and the equivalent to it in JavaScript, just so when you're writing React components, which will inevitably be, you'll see class-based components and functional-based components, because we're going to cover both of them, because you're going to need to know both of them, because as we said earlier today, that in legacy code bases, you're going to run into class-based components. So it's good to understand classes in JavaScript. So if I need to create a person class in Python that accepts a person's name as well as their hometown, we should be pretty familiar with this. We just create a person class. We have a dunder init method that takes in self, the name, and a hometown. And then we want to make a instance variable. We're going to assign name to an instance variable by doing self.name, and then also an instance variable for hometown, self.hometown. Does anybody have what questions do you have about creating an object or a class object in Python? Nothing? All right, so in this person class, I want to create a instance method that says say hello, and it just prints out, hello, my name is my name, and I'm from whatever hometown. So I can say def, what is it? A hometown, or I'm sorry, say hello. That takes in self because it's going to be an instance method, and it returns an F string that says, hi, I'm self.name, and I'm from self.hometown. And now I need to instantiate a new person class by say like, all right, my name is Tom. I'm creating a person. It's the name of Tom, Illinois. Or Lombard, I guess, is my hometown. So if I can print Tom and run python.person.py, I get a person object printed down here in the terminal. Now, if I wanted to say hello, I can print tom.sayHello and invoke it. If I run that again, I get the person object being printed here, and I also get the instance method printing out, hi, I'm Tom, and I'm from Lombard. What questions do you have up until this point? We all should be pretty familiar with creating classes in Python, but now in JavaScript, we can show you what this looks like in ES6 syntax. Prior to ES6, it was JavaScript didn't really have classes. It's not technically an object-oriented programming language. However, over the past several years, the syntax of JavaScript allows us to create objects that are very similar to that of Python and functions the same way. So in order to create a person class object in JavaScript, it's very similar to Python. We can just say class person, open brackets, or some brackets. So just kind of like you're writing a function, and the object, the naming of the object should be capitalized. We should continue with that type of syntax. And the equivalent to the init method, the dunder init method in Python, the equivalent to that in JavaScript is it's called a constructor method. So constructor, so this will always execute when I initialize this object. It takes in a name and a hometown. We don't need to take in self or any of that in JavaScript. So this constructor method takes in the name and hometown, just like the dunder init method takes in the name and hometown. But now we want to create instance variables in JavaScript. In Python, we append or prepend the self dot keyword, where in JavaScript, it's this. So this dot name equals name, and this dot hometown equals hometown. Where self refers to like itself, this refers to like, hey, it's this object. Does anybody have any questions about the current equivalent? And now we can also create a say hello function. Just say like say hello. And we don't have to declare like function say hello. We just literally can declare a say hello function that returns. Let's do some string interpolation. Hi, I'm this dot name, and I'm from this dot hometown. So again, we don't actually have to declare a function like we normally would inside the class. If you just invoke it like so, or do the open parentheses, closing parentheses, it knows that it's a function. And we can also pass in different arguments in here if needed. But right now, we're not actually passing in any arguments. We just want to return the instance variables name and hometown. What questions do you have so far? None? All kind of makes sense? Pretty similar. So again, I can create a variable named Tom and instantiate a new person object by doing the new keyword person and passing in Tom and the hometown of Lombard. So we need to do a new person. This like creates a new object, person object. So we can console log Tom there. So if I, down here in the terminal, I'm going to clear it. How do I run JavaScript files? What's the keyword to run? Node. No person dot JavaScript. And there I've got my person object. And now if I wanted to actually execute that instance method, say hello, and I can run that. And there we go. I've got person, Tom, name Tom, hometown Lombard, and then hi, I'm Tom, and I'm from Lombard. And if we wanted to inherit another inheritance, so I can say like class employee inherits the person class, and then I can do like def init, and then, so on, or whatever. Inheriting in JavaScript, so if I wanted to create a class employee, I can, which extends the person class. And that's the same thing as, like so, from Python. So in Python, the employee is inheriting all that methods and instance variables from the person class. And in JavaScript, the equivalent is employee is an extended version off of the person class. What questions do you have? And we're just showing you this, again, is because once we get into React, you'll be creating class-based components in addition to functional-based components. All right. With that,